All right, it's time to discuss the account setup. Now, before I go into this, I want to point out that this course is talking about how to dominate freelancing. And as we go through it, we're very much using examples within the Upwork platform. However, freelance sites come and go, as we've seen if you've been in this community for a while. There are plenty of other freelance websites besides Upwork. So I do want to point out that you can still greatly benefit from this course, regardless of which freelancing community and website that you're using. But I am going to be using Upwork as some examples and some specifics, because I want to be specific as I can in this course and not just be talking theoretical, which is sort of what we've done in the first few lessons. So I want to start getting really specific. But I do just need to point that out again. Just because you may not be using Upwork, or you're thinking of using different freelancing communities, sites, that's fine. The principles of this course, I believe, are very sound, regardless of which community you're a part of. Okay, so that's sort of a disclaimer, but let's get going. And when it comes to setting up a freelance account, if you haven't already done so, or even if you have, the big question will come up: should I get a free account or should I pay for their premium service? I used to do a fair bit of work on Elance, which some of you are probably definitely familiar with, and I paid for their premium service there. And I also think I used it for a while as a free member. And now Upwork, I'm using their paid service as well. And the ranges, I think, of prices I've paid might be between $10, $20, $30 a month, something along those lines. As I record this, I believe the Upwork service fee is a $10 per month. That could change. They could drop it. They could increase it, maybe even significantly. I've got to tell you, from my experience, if you're going to be serious about freelancing business, get the paid version. I'm going to go through why, and I think it's well worth it, especially where at this stage it's only about $10. But even if it's 20 or 30 or 40, I wouldn't hesitate. I would do it. Now, if you start getting so much work that you're not really using their service to find new clients, and you just have continuous clients that you've already gotten, then you might be able to turn it off for a while. But if you're actively looking for work, I absolutely believe in the paid service. Okay, so there you go. So let me share with you a couple of things. Actually, I'm going to bring up on the screen the Upwork membership summary. So you should be seeing here on the video the Freelancer Basic for Upwork, which is $0 per month, and it explains what you get for that. And then Freelancer Plus, which as I record this is basically their only premium membership. Another site I used, Elance, as I mentioned, they had a few different levels, I believe. But what you get is a number of different items here. And they're trying to sell this thing, so they're trying to make it look a whole lot better than the free. Let me just pop this screen down again, and I want to point out to you what I sort of gleaned from the paid and what matters. So paid benefits being a premium member on Upwork. You get 70 connects per month. So what is that over the free plan? 60 connects per month. Actually, that's not much of a difference, frankly. I'm not sure how much that really matters. The ability to buy additional connects as needed for $1 each. Most of you probably know, but a connect basically is the currency on Upwork that allows you to bid for jobs that are posted. So a client comes on, they post a project or a job, you want to submit a proposal, it's going to cost you a couple of connects. It depends. It can cost you even a little bit more than that, I think, if it's a higher paying job. The reason I'm kind of sounding a little dismissive on that is I believe if you follow my processes, you're really not going to run into too many issues around how many connects you have left. But anyway, still, you get a bit more on the connect side. Now, this is fairly significant, especially if you're going to be bidding and doing a lot of proposals, is that your connects from the previous month can roll over to the following billing cycle. So you actually can start to accumulate up to 140 unused connects. So I actually consider that a legitimate benefit, where the other two I'm really not seeing a huge amount of value in my experience. Okay, here it is though. This is the reason you want the paid account, is it allows you to see your competitors' high, low, and average bids on the job. You want to know that, so that if you're bidding for an hourly rate job, if you see that there's 10 proposals in and the lowest amount is $3 an hour and the highest amount is $5 an hour. If I'm looking at that and saying 10 people already bid and no one's bidding higher than $5 an hour, I'm going to think about if I want to compete with that. More realistically, what I see is someone's bidding at $8 an hour and someone's bidding at $60 an hour or $45 an hour. And I'm like, you know what? I can fit in there. I always think of it, don't be the lowest and don't try not to be the highest. In some cases you might be, and I actually don't see that as a huge negative, but I would rather come in a little bit below the highest. Okay, so we're going to get into some of that strategy later on, but I want to drive home the point that this right here, this is the reason you want the paid account, because otherwise you're completely going blind. Oh, another reason is if I see someone that posted a job and it's got 40 proposals, I'm not sure I want to bid. I'm not sure I want to put a proposal in on that unless I'm really confident or know I can get their attention. Now, in some markets, you might have to bid against 40 other proposals. I tend to like to get in when there's only 5 to 10. But again, that can change depending on your market. So that one's all relative. But still, the point is you want to see how much activity is going on that particular job posting or that particular bid. Okay, there we go. And the ability to create a customized URL to your freelancer profile. I look at that and say, whatever. I don't really care. The ability to hide your earnings on your freelancer profile. Maybe that's good if you have low earnings. Maybe. I've never used that, and my gut tells me I don't think I should hide that. And maybe if it's really low, I should hide it, but I'm still not even sure about that. So I don't see that as a big benefit. Okay, so I'm basically telling you, when you're looking for work and looking to bring on new clients, pay the small fee. And again, as of the recording of this, all I've ever really seen are relatively small fees of $10, $20, $30 per month. I understand you may not want to pay that forever, but from what I've also seen, it's a 1-month commitment and not a big deal. Okay, one other thing I want to do as far as in the discussion here of your account setup is I want to show you just the beginning part of the Upwork sign-up process as a freelancer. Now, why would I say as a freelancer? Of course, as a freelancer, that's what this course is about. But believe it or not, it can actually be a little bit confusing when you get started. Maybe it was just me having a little bit of trouble, but it really should be very straightforward. So let's go to the home page, and you should see that now up on your screen. And this is what you come to. Again, as of the recording of this video, it could change. Home pages often do. But I still want to give you the idea of what I'm talking about. So get more done with freelancers. 1+ million businesses are use Upwork for top quality talent. So go ahead and get started. And what they present you with here is, what do you want to do? Hire for a project, or do you want to find work as a freelancer? So obviously, this is a very critical choice. Am I looking to hire somebody, or am I looking to work as a freelancer? So the answer clearly is find work as a freelancer. And I wanted to show you this because if you're just kind of quickly clicking through, you might just click on the first thing you see. The other thing is, and I've done this, I've created both sides of the account. Because occasionally I want to look for someone to hire, and I also want to do freelance work. So you can have both. Just and you can really, once you sign in, you can kind of just toggle or switch between them. Just make sure you know which one is which when you sign up. But for those of you just getting started, just go ahead and click on Find Work as a Freelancer. It's going to bring you to a standard form that we've seen a million times on the internet. Just go through that process. And I'm going to be discussing in an upcoming lesson here how to set up your profile, how to set up your pages. Upwork basically allows you to create a page to sell yourself to people. It'll be basically your resume on Upwork. Types of work that you've done, examples of work you've done, those sort of things. We're going to get into that. Now, again, these sign-up processes can or may not change. So I would, watch this course before you go and sign up, because I think you're going to get some benefit, at least from the next video or two. So don't just jump in and sign up yet. Okay, if you're new and you're thinking of signing up, just go through the next couple of videos at least before you do that. I'd really recommend going through the whole course before you start signing up. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to talk about in this particular account setup section of the course. Not real exciting, but important. And we're going to continue to get into more meat here as we go along.